Hello folks, look what I got. It's the Wicked Night Flyer Halloween train set from Micro Trains with a glowing witch's cauldron. I'm thinking of building a module. I'm actually thinking of building multiple modules, and I've got like 3 or 4 to pick from, but one would be Halloween flavored. So that's why I got this. So let's take a look at what we have here. We have here a caboose with ladder coming off the back. Let's take a look at reattaching that. This is just a snap-in. Looks like it's might be glued in, but that just snaps in there. And the top part snaps in as well, so it might need a bit of super glue at some time. Anyway, that's the little caboose. And then we have a train, a car here. And all looks okay. We have a box car. And that's looking fine. Then we have a flat car. And the flat car is the one with the load that looks like this. Let's just goes on like that. There's no clips or anything, it just sits there. And there's a little cutout right there for the brake. And then there's the witch's cauldron that looks like this, which will just go on there like that, or like that. Here's the little green glass that goes in there, and here's the little white little LED. So we'll put the cauldron back, we'll put the load back, leave the flat car out, and this is the other end of the caboose that came off. It all just clips in place like that. There, now the caboose is all together. And then there's the engine. Which is the F3. You can see there's the engine. So the first thing I'm going to do is check the trip pin height on all the couplers. I've got a piece of track here. because this has been off before. Here's a re-railer. Make sure it's going to fit okay. Yep, that fits over. And you see that doesn't. It needs to be moved up just a tiny bit. So we'll go here. We'll go here. And we move up the coupler just a tiny bit. Throw it on again and it just clears. The other thing to do on the end of the coupler, it comes out straight, is just to bend it up a tiny bit. That way, if it ever does catch, it should just ride up over stuff. So we'll do that to both of these. Yeah, it's got that one nice out. I'll make sure this one's okay. Okay, do the final double check. That goes fine. That goes fine. Check the caboose because it's just the next one here. That's fine. And that's fine. And the flat car. They're fine there. Fine there. Just going to bend again the ends up a little bit. Not too much, just a slight bend to it. And I'll do the same on this caboose. Now we'll do this. Check the passenger car here. It's okay. It's okay, but again we'll just bend the pin up a little bit. In case somebody builds a crossing that's a bit high. And then we'll check the box car. That end's fine. And that end's fine. We'll just do the little bend up. And we'll take this over to the layout and put it on. I don't know if there's any particular order or not. Well, it doesn't say anything about an order, so we'll just go ahead and do it and show it to you on the layout. And here we have it running under DC power. Yes, it's running quite fast, including 124 mile an hour. But because it's not broken in, it's a little unsure of itself. I need to do work on it. So here it is coming down, and there it goes. So now it's time to put it into DCC and clean up that engine and its wheels, because that's a problem. Alright, so I have a DN163M0 decoder here that I'm going to put in this guy in order to convert them over. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my NMRA gauge, which I left somewhere else, and I'm going to gauge the wheels. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these wheels and my small this guy right here, and I'm going to clean off all the wheels. So let me get my stuff together here. Alright, step one is remove the shell. Okay, so step one is remove the shell. In order to do that, I need a real thin screwdriver to remove this screw so I can pull the coupler out. Okay, then we'll put that aside. Then the coupler should just pull out. I actually need some tweezers with a little bit of grip on them, which this has. Push from the back here, I guess, as well. Ooh. This one doesn't come out too easily. Remember that when I'm pushing it back in. There's just a little bit of a lip right there. I'm going to file that down right now. Make this whole thing easier to put back in. Use a little bit smaller file, see if that works a little bit better. It's just there's a little piece of plastic down there that is grabbing, making it really tough for this coupler to go back in. There. Now it's smooth. And the result of that is there's a little tiny crack right in there. So next up is to remove this. The way to remove it, get your fingers and nails underneath and spread the shell. And then it comes out like that. Okay, that's the normal front. Now what I'm going to do is use a little bit of plaster weld where this crack is. So I'm just separating it, letting it wick together. Just do it on the inside. And we can set that aside. While we work on the conversion. So here we have the DC controller. And we also have right here a little light shroud. I'm going to remove the little light shroud. That side. There, little light shroud is off. Now to get this off, all you need to do is push it forward. And then it should just pop up. Like that. There's that one. It's a BM112. Now, before I do anything else, when I check the wheels here, the rear wheels where they're not quite in spec, they're really close. So what I'm going to do is just loosen the screws that hold the two halves together. Front and rear. Then I get a flat-ended screwdriver and just spread apart a little bit. And once that's spread apart, the bottom wheels will just pop out like that. Gas tank comes off as well. And we'll pop the wheels out by spreading this apart and pushing the wheel set out. May need a little bit of help here. Yeah, you need to manipulate it a bit. There's one side kind of done. The other side kind of done. The whole thing, once I get the back part spread apart a little here, thumbnail in. That all comes apart like that. These guys come off like that and like that. Wheels just pop out. Pop out. Now we can gauge the wheels. We look at them. Just grab the two wheels and you return and pull out a little bit. A little more than that. Yep, that's good.